Are we live now? I think
Are we
we're live now. I don't know if you've just been watching that. I don't know if we were live or not, but that was quite funny. I've just been flashing.
Yeah.
We'll be banned in a minute.
It was
if that was live. It's a rainbow. We were just looking at the rainbow. Hello, everybody. Let me just move all that out of the way. There we go. So yes, we are now live on everybody's platform. Hurrah!
Hello.
That's amazing. Let's have a see who's watching. We've got Jan and Francis so far. Hopefully you didn't just see us messing about. We were just saying that we will film those bits. Hi Jill. How are you all?
Wait a minute, I'm on the wrong. There we go. I can see now.
Are you on the right one now? Right.
I'm on the right one now. Thank you.
So I just need to get the Trello board up. 1 second.
Hello Jan, hello Francis, hello Jill, hello Mari. Or Mari? Oh. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Mari?
Oh, Mari from Texas, hello. I'm just getting the thing up. That's what
we didn't think of that. We were too busy looking at the rainbow.
She's in charge of all the buttons. Hi Heather.
Hi everyone. Hi Sandra.
Hi Sandra.
Hi Jan.
Hi Jill. Hi Francis. Hi everybody. Have I missed anybody?
Hello.
I hope you're all right. I'm just gonna have a drink while you're all saying hello.
We sound super organised, don't we?
We were just chatting for a few minutes before coming live, and it all got a little bit licentious and chaotic. So welcome to Janet, to 74 Hair and a phone number, and Alison. Welcome to the social for July.
Right, just see what Jill's just said. I've been procrastinating for the last 2 hours dedicated to the bracelet. So, welcome. If you've never met us before, we haven't got our names on. Let me just let me just pop our names on.
We know who we are. We are disorganised, but not that disorganised.
There we go. So if you've never met us before, you can see who we all are now. So let us know as well where you're watching from, if it's from myself, Relax and Craft YouTube, or Jen's, or Katie's. You're all very, very welcome. Sounds like Mari. Ah, right, Mari. Is it Mari? Oh, a beautiful name.
It sounds like Mary, so it's
like Mary. I'm guessing it's Mary.
Oh, Mary. Okay. I'm still trying to make it different. Right, so who wants to go through what we're going to be doing today? Because we've got some exciting things to do today.
Right.
We have indeed.
I have not got my running order.
I've got my running order. So shall I go through what we're doing today? What the sort of like general gist of everything is? So we're going to be starting with our challenge that Katie gave us. So in actual fact, it was Jill Houghton that actually set the challenge. And just on that point, if you have got a challenge that you would like to set us, you can do so either in this live stream or over on the I.C.E social, which is on Facebook, which is an open group. Just go ahead and join, and then pop in there your challenge. So this month's challenge was to make with a graduated rondelle strand, and we couldn't just restrand it. So that was our challenge, and to be honest, it was a little bit of a challenge. Now, me and Katie were on I was on a Relax and Craft with me yesterday, and I was talking with Katie, and I sort of like gave away the secret of why graduated rondelles aren't that clever to be made into jewellery. So a long time ago, I was chatting with somebody who cuts gemstones for the industry, and I said to him, why do you do this? Why do you give us graduated strands? They're very difficult to work with. They're predominantly really difficult to work with. And he went, they were never made for you to work with. And I was like, what do you mean? And he went, they were made so we could show the buyers all the different sizes in one gemstone. And then somebody went, oh, we'll have those. And that is how all these graduated rondelles and graduated rounds. Graduated rounds in pearls have been around for a long time, and graduated rounds are a little bit easier to work with because one single round you can make lots of things with. But graduated rondelles were only ever to show prospective buyers what the actual strand looks like in different sizes. So you could say, rather than showing them a 4mm, 6mm, 8mm, 10mm, they went, oh, here's a 4x2, here's a 3x6, you know, and they showed different graduated rondelles. But then obviously they have become mainstream, and we need to know how to work with them. So we were all given a strand, thanks to Katie, who found 3 graduated rondelle strands and sent them to us. And we've all made something, I think, completely different.
Totally.
Completely different.
Mine is completely different to what it was this morning.
I was going to say, if you were on the Relax and Craft with me, then you're not going to recognise this piece because it's had a complete facelift. In fact, there's another person now. It's not just a facelift. Have I missed any? I love the socials with you ladies. Oh, thank you. Hazel's watching from Croatia. Hazel. Whereabouts in Croatia? I love Croatia.
Blue water and golden sand.
Oh, really? Oh, it's just beautiful. I love Dubrovnik, and we're going on holiday next year, and we're staying in Dubrovnik, and then we go to Kotor in Montenegro as well. Can't wait. Yeah, everybody's saying, I hope you've had a lovely time. I've got a fly that's very interested in me. If you know what I mean.
What you were just like.
I've got a hint. Cut a fresh lemon in half.
Yeah.
Into the fresh lemon, stab dried cloves, pointy end down, stud the lemon with the cloves. Flies hate it. Stick it on your desk.
Really?
And they'll just go somewhere else.
Oh, I'll try that. I did try these spiders that, you know, spiders don't like conkers. And my mum, I mean, I don't mind spiders, but my mum doesn't like them, so I got her some conkers and I pierced them, and then she phoned me up. She went, "You're gonna have to come around," and there was a great big spider sat on the top of the conker. So I was like, "Oh, that didn't work." I could have supplied the strands. So Jill could have supplied the strands. So Jill's obviously got a lot of these strands as well. Angelina's watching from Relax and Craft.
And Cindy's watching from the USA, Miami, Florida.
From Miami. We have to do the weather check. Everybody who's watching that's not in the UK, can you tell us what the weather is and the time? Because it's like that old Peter Kay sketch, isn't it? What time is it with you? What is it?
Right, I'm going to put a hot guess in for Miami being just after 2 p.m.
Okay.
And it's going to be 89 degrees. That's my hot guess.
Ooh. That is quite warm, actually, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hazel's just outside Dubrovnik. Hazel, how hot is it? Let us know.
Make us jealous.
Conkers don't work. I try that too. Yeah. Apparently, flies don't like cinnamon or spearmint. That's good to know as well.
Would like us to possibly make some of the challenges in tutorials. So we'll take a look at that. I know I will be making mine in a tutorial, but obviously
last
you guys.
Challenge was a tutorial.
My other challenge from last month, that's coming out in a Relax and Craft box, that I will make the ring holder into a challenge. Into a tutorial.
Into a tutorial.
Hi Jem. Yes. Oh, but it feels like 103. What's 103? Is that about 38?
It's hot.
Very hot, isn't it?
More hot than I can be bothered with maths, like 38, 39, silly 40 degrees. I don't know.
So Pat's watching from is that New York?
Northern Carolina, maybe?
Northern Carolina.
North Carolina.
North Carolina. Sunny and 99 degrees.
Wow.
And 2:09 p.m. So you were about
right. So we're in the afternoon. Oh, fantastic. Wonderful. 28 degrees in Croatia, and it's 8 o'clock.
28
hot.
When you're next to the
that is hot.
Dip your toes in.
So the challenge is to do that. So we'll show you what we've made in a second, and then we're going to do some mini demos. So all three of us are going to do a mini demo, and it's going to be on like work hardening wire or texturing wire or along those lines.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And then the last bit is the educate bit. where Katie's going to tell us all about hallmarks.
I'm going to read my notes that were put together by myself.
And I'm just going to show a bracelet. No, we're not. We're going to educate.
No,
we promise we'll educate.
We are going to educate you. We have the information, and we will.
I've got a book.
I've done my research. Yeah.
Debbie's got 92 degrees, which is equivalent to 33 1/3 Celsius.
Wow, in Louisiana. Yeah. Oh, wow. That's quite hot as well, isn't it? Although it does get to about 30, we can get to about 33, 34 in this country, can't we?
I think the last time we were live, it was pretty hot, wasn't it?
Oh, it was very hot.
We were melting.
Let me tell you a story about the summer of 2018 or 2019 when we had 42 degrees in this country.
Yeah.
That was the day that I was doing some role play for a company that prepared people to go out into places that weren't quite so friendly, and I was dressed head to toe in a burqa.
Oh my goodness,
that must have been
degrees.
So
oh wow,
it was really,
I
really
just melted. I get completely useless by about 24, 25 degrees, and I can't function unless I've got water, unless I've got like a pool or something like that. I just can't function. I'm just rubbish.
Water.
Good to about 27 degrees, and then paddling pool will do it, but definitely my feet need to be in something chilly.
Yes. Oh, thank you, Jan. Jan's just said, could you all please give us a little bit of love? The more you like and share this live, the more YouTube will sort of like help push it out, and we can find like-minded wonderful jewelry makers that want to come and make jewelry with us and hang out with us once a month. So iSocial is once a month. It's the last Monday of every month. I don't know what next month is. I'll work that out in a minute, or one of us will. But we're here, but we are always active every single day on our Facebook group, aren't we?
We are.
We certainly are. I'm just finding the date.
Sometimes we educate on there. Sometimes we do funny stories on there. Sometimes we just ask what you're making as well on there. And we like you to be as interactive as well, if possible. And that goes out to everybody watching. Please go and join our group. So, have you got the date?
25th of August.
25th. Let me just write it down.
Because
we're all of that age as well.
Yeah, that's
something. We've all got something in common. We're all of a certain age, aren't we, ladies?
Oh, yes.
I've forgotten it already.
25th. Bank holiday.
I thought you said 28th. Oh, it's 28th. Yeah. 25th of August.
So that would be 2 p.m. East Coast.
Fantastic.
Where it goes
Isabel's the same.
Confusing with Central Time and Mountain Time and then West Coast Time, and my brain just explodes. So I can only work it out to East Coast. Sorry.
Oh, I don't even know what the time is here.
Oh, do we sing Happy Birthday to Heather as well as Mojo then?
Oh yes, it's Mojo's birthday today. Yes, let's sing Happy Birthday. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday
to you. There you go. I can't hear you properly in my earphone. Right, we're not going to be the next Supremes. You can tell that, can't you?
No.
We've not got enough beehives.
No, we haven't. No, they were the only trio girl band I could think of. What's Atomic Kitten? They were another one, weren't they? Yeah. 3 ladies.
Eventually, there were 3.
Trying to think of a song.
Who were the ones that did the Shores? I can't remember. No, that was All Saints. There were 4 of them.
No, there were 4 of them.
Yeah, no, we can't do it. No,
we're going off.
We're going on our own now. We're available for all weddings and everything else.
That you want people to leave.
Yeah. Right, shall we show our challenge?
The people now, I want you to leave because the bar's closing. I know Jem, Katie and Fleur can sing. I just want to give you a sneaky peek of what's left of the rondelle strand that Katie sent to me that I used for my challenge. It's really pretty.
That's a lovely one. Are they clear quartz?
Yeah, they are.
Push the button. That's it, Jill. Push the button.
Push the button.
I know that one.
I was saying, whilst Flo was getting something from the house, that there's a big red button at the bottom of our screen. And we're trying to press it, but it actually means leave studio. So we had to really hard not press it.
We were trying to find a different button. It was like, no,
don't press the buttons.
Yeah.
Don't press the buttons.
Don't press
because I can't remember how to let you back in. That's all. We could be the Beverly Sisters. Yes, the Beverly Sisters. Definitely. But we could get like some more people involved, and we could be the Nolans as well.
I love
how many of them were there?
What about Sister Sledgehammer?
Sister Sledgehammer. And that, you know, that's very fitting for today because Gemma's got a hammer.
Today.
Gemma is hammer time. We're ice baby, and we're hammer time today. We're proper 90s.
I think I've still got some of those terrible pants that had the baggy bits in the middle from the 90s.
I use those for yoga. They're very comfortable for yoga.
Yeah,
but then if you get caught having to go to the yes, that's it, MC Hammer. Yeah. But then if you have to go to the supermarket, you look a little bit terrible wandering around in them.
I'm doing
but mine have got elephants on them. Other. No, that's David Brent, isn't it? Yeah.
You kind of need the bottom half, don't you?
No.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, maybe.
No, I'm not standing up
right now.
I promise we will talk about jewellery making soon.
We're going to be talking about jewellery making, don't worry. Right, so shall we show our challenge? So I haven't brought the extra bit of the strand that was left. Unfortunately, it is over there. And I'm not getting up because I might be prepared to do the MC Hammer dance, and I don't want to do that. But I can do the Ice Baby dance. I can do Vanilla Ice better. Not blowing my own trumpet or anything like that. And if after a few sherbets, I do pretend to do the worm as well. I can do the worm.
You've fallen over in that workshop enough.
I know, yeah. Jen, do you know I fell out of the workshop through the fly fringe and ended up on the bench outside?
Had you had gin?
No.
No.
Wow.
No, there was no excuse. No excuse at all. No excuse. Right. So, who wants to go first? Katie, do you want to go first?
No, you can go first because we've kind of seen a bit of yours already, haven't we?
Oh, which have you? Have I flashed it? If you were here at 6:59,
your jewellery. Yeah.
So I did two. I did two different versions. So I used the strand that Katie sent me, and then I found another strand to show you something else. So this is a let me just hang on a minute. Sorry, ladies. There we go.
There we go.
This is just the graduation of the rondelles through with just some little spaces in between, just to show that they can just like punctuate and graduate as well, and how they bring the eye down. It's a bit on the wonk, isn't it? Hang on a minute. There we go. So it's just some little connectors with some clots. And then I've done this on monofilament, and I've just gone through the crimp bead a couple of times just to keep it nice and secure. And I used a bead spinner actually for the first time in however long. I used a bead spinner, and then I just made a little pair of earrings with the graduation, and I had really
classy.
They are
really
classy, yeah.
But the head pins that I had were incredibly long. Why are you not focusing? Am I focused? Am I focused? Is that better?
See your eyes beautifully.
And so again, I did those, and I did a little swirl on the top to finish off the head pin. And then I did a ring holder, and this is the one that I'll do the tutorial on. So this isn't my design. I didn't design these ring holders. These have sort of like come out in the last couple of years. So they're designed for you to, if you want to go, if you don't want to wear a ring, but you want it on you, then obviously you can wear it onto a necklace. So it's just a horseshoe of metal, very thick metal. And then all I did was I made my own little head pins by hammering some sterling silver wire just to flatten it out a little bit. And then I just used 3 different rondelles. But the way that these work is, let me show you on this. So you tend to put it over one side, if I can see what I'm doing. I'll just lift it up like that. You put it over one side, and then you feed all of the doodahs through, what they're called, dangles. Feed all the dangles through, and then back up the other side, and then it sits like so over the front. So you can just pop it on. So if you're washing up or you're doing something in the ring but you want to keep the ring on, then that's how they work. So I'll do a little tutorial on this, but like I say, they're not my design. These have been around, somebody designed them, and if I can find the person who designed it, I will give them the credit as well. Who's going next, Jem?
I shall indeed. Yep. So I had a strand of beautiful faceted white quartz that was double that, and I chose to just use 3 of them. However, the fact that they're very different sizes, you could repeat the design over and over and over and over again. So I made a little pendant utilizing some different sized and different color material washers, and then made this sort of chandelier design to hang them from.
You could do the same for mini earrings as well, and have them all for that.
So there are tutorials for that as a chandelier earring going back on my channel.
Oh, wow.
Donkey's Yonks. But I've not done it as a pendant quite like that before. So I thought you can see the 3 different rondelle sizes in there, and they're kind of punctuated by that hammered metal. And I shall be doing a mini tutorial a little bit later on, showing you how the different metals require slightly different treatment to get that little dimply effect.
Fantastic. Right, Katie, are you ready, my love?
I am ready.
Let me just bring Katie across. There we go.
So I've got some very nice. Extreme earrings. They're very long, but the graduation starts sort of bigger at the bottom and then comes up to the top. And I just wanted, even though they are just in a line, but they are wound onto the actual wire, but I just wanted that really classic look, but not just threading them and popping them around your neck, but then creating that graduation in the earring. So,
but that goes into what we've talked about last month as well, about mirror imaging designs as well, and how obviously that is a definite one side and the other. That's beautiful.
They're gorgeous. Very elegant. I love an earring.
They're really dramatic. They're like, woo.
Now, I don't have a particularly long neck myself.
Yeah, well, you could make them to any length you want.
If you put your hair up and you put a long earring in, some people will say that having long earrings doesn't help you, but I think it really does. It elongates what you're looking at.
Yeah.
So
it's like a long line necklace with a tassel.
Yeah.
That elongates the center of your body.
It was a strand of this length, so you would have some left, so you could make a simple pendant, just that little wave.
Yeah.
You could make a ring that's just got that wave in the front, so it will go sort of a long way and really match up all your designs. Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. I love all of those. They're absolutely gorgeous. So if anybody has another challenge for us, then obviously let us know, because you can see we've made 3 very different styles of jewelry as well, and we've used them all in completely different ways that I'm sure if you've got any strands of graduated rondelles, and that doesn't matter if it's a very dramatic graduation, because Katie's design would work with that, Jem's design would work with that, and the one that I did as well, if it's a very gradual design like the 2-strand necklace, it still shows how you can use all of those different. So grab those graduated strands out, and if you are going to make something, please pop it on the group, so you can, we can see it, and we can see what you're going to make. Tiny
I.C.E challenge. Make one up. I don't care. Just stick it in the group. We'll run with it.
Perfect. So Isabel's got one for us. Tiny coin beads that are faceted. So I know that Katie Parker's got something coming up that uses those, and obviously I've got a
workshop starting on Friday that's got some coin beads in it. Yeah. But I've got a lot of coin beads actually. So
we could do coins. Are you up for coins?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're up for coins. Right, so I've got coins. So I will I challenge all the watchers to click the like button. Oh, thank you, Ruth. That's a great challenge.
Like
thank you.
Yeah.
Very good. Thank you very much.
A few minutes ago, what a bead spinner is. Now, mine is far away. If you've got yours to hand, perhaps you can just show Rani what that is.
Yep. So a bead spinner is. So it comes in. So sorry, Katie. I'm going to have to.
No, you're all right.
Is that okay? So it comes in 2 parts. So this is just a wooden one. So this is your little tray. Now Katie's probably better off she's the one that uses these the most. But in effect, let me get the needles as well so you can tell everybody, Katie.
Yeah. So you have a needle. You can pop your thread on. It's usually like a big eye needle, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you can just open it up, put your thread straight on, and basically you would spin in one direction and then pop the hook that Fleur's about to show you, hopefully.
Yeah, I got them.
Yeah, there we go. So the hook there, can you see the hook at the end? You pop that literally against the inside closest to you, and then you've popped your beads in, usually kind of like maybe your seed beads. Your size 8s, size 11s is usually the best one to use, and you spin, and basically the beads jump up onto that needle, which has got that hook, and then they're going to come straight down and onto your thread. So you'll spin it a lot faster than that. You'd use the top to kind of spin it, hold it, and they all pop on. But you can also use this for knot thread. You can use it for wire. So if you maybe use some 0.6, make your little hook on the end of it. I usually cut it at an angle, so it actually makes sort of the end of a needle. Make your little hook on it, just like that. Just make sure it's got a nice smooth hook on it, and then all your beads will jump onto that. So therefore you can therefore you can just utilize them going straight onto your wire rather than hand. Can you imagine hand threading? Like I haven't got any here at the moment, but I've made French beading, for example. You need thousands of them on there, and you can make your flowers and everything like that, and it's so much quicker, and it's quite fun to do as well. Once you get the hang of it, the first 10 minutes you're like, this ain't gonna work, but yeah, it will. Can you do it?
Yeah.
So while Fleur is setting that up, I'm going to explain to you why I was smiling, because it looked like Katie was doing the captain's voiceover of when you get into the plane, and Fleur was being the stewardess saying, and the emergency exits are found here, and the lights will come on and you go that way. It was just in my head, that's what was happening. So if my face was doing stupid things, it's because my brain was doing stupid things, and now you're in there with me, and sorry about that.
Yes, I've done a Christmas wreath, making a little Christmas wreath out of them. Jill's just pointed that out. Yeah.
I'm just going to turn my camera off and then switch it round. 1 second, ladies.
Do the old switcheroo.
Wait, 1 second. Ooh, I just chucked something straight at you then as well.
She'll be back in a second. Where are
is that has my thing gone as well?
You're a blank screen at the moment, love.
We're just filling.
Yeah. Now in my head, it's the soundtrack from the Unexpected.
Right. So I think it's upside down, but you get the gist.
Don't worry.
So let me just move that out of the way. So if I just use the needle, have I just lobbed the needle somewhere?
They're quite fine, are those needles?
Yeah, please don't stand there barefoot.
I've got this one here. Oh, I found it. It was attached to the chainmail. Of course it was attached to the chainmail. So I've just got myself some little bits in here. So all I'm going to do is just spin. Oh, now I'm not an expert. You've asked the wrong person.
So what I would do is I would hold it with the hook, the point of the hook facing towards me, and the hook sort of on the side, and they jump on. But if you get it just at the right angle, they literally fly up the it's quite exciting when it happens. It is for me anyway.
You can get electric ones as well.
You can.
Right.
You can.
Here we go. Look, so you can see. So you can see just by
they just
spinning
jump
it
up,
around.
And then once you've got a few inches on, just turn them down the thread and keep going.
Beautiful.
So that is your bead spinner. Very simple. Very simple. Right, I'm just going to switch myself back off 1 second.
And she will be back. Let's Phil.
Phil.
We are slightly mad today.
Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know quite what it was.
Yeah.
There, I'm back. Right. I'm back. Right, why is that gone like that? There we go. Right, there we go. Let's put us all back level pegging. There we go.
Hello.
I should have left it there for the demo, shouldn't I? Oh, never mind. I'll move it innocent. I'll move it while everybody's
out the your mat for a second.
Yes, I will need to sort.
Who's doing a little demo first then, and then we're going to explain what our demos are about. Yeah,
I'm happy to start off.
Yeah, Jem will start off. She'll explain the reason for our demos. Yeah.
Yeah, and with Jem's demo, if you're listening through headphones, you may want to take them out.
Yeah, just be mindful that this might
get just a little bit noisy. That's all.
Noisy. So let me just switch route to the other one. And what we're going to do is change the surface of a copper washer. Just going to find a good one. There we go. I am going to be hammering let me just move the microphone over a little bit, but it is going to get a tidgy-widgy bit noisy. Now, with the piece that I made for today's challenge, I used 3 different materials on my washers. So I have got brass, I've got copper, and I've got steel. There's a video coming up in 2 weeks' time about the differences of those materials in much more detail. But let's just say copper easy, brass nearly easy, stainless steel hard. There's a lot of science behind it, and it's to do with the ductility of the material. Now, I am not a science guy, so I'm not going to try and explain that to you. There are a couple of different ways that you can work harden metal, wire, sheet, or in my case, washers. I buy these in massive boxes of 140 washers, all in different sizes, and it's really, really cheap. Now, if all you wanted to do was harden that and give it a satin sheen finish, you could use the flat surface of really any flat surfaced hammer or a chasing hammer, which is what this is. Obviously, we're going to try not to smash our fingers when we do something like this, but I'll show you very quickly what you can do. All we've achieved here is a little bit of a satinized finish. On the back, there'll be more of a satinized finish because my steel block has a satin grain to it. And what you're doing is you're smashing it down with your hammer just to get a little bit more of that pattern on there. What I like to do with washers is to use the ball side of my hammer. Now, again, you can just go to the garage and take a ball peen hammer if you want to. It's the ball side that we're going to work with. And I don't know if your parents or if you yourself or anybody in your family ever collected all of the copper pots and crock pots and things that were hugely collectible in the 70s and 80s, all made out of copper, but they had this lovely dimpling effect. So to achieve that, we're going to use the ball side of that hammer. And again, put your fingers in your ears. I'm not going to go over and over, but all I want to show to you is how easy it is to cause that change on the surface of this metal washer. Now, this is copper, really, really easy place to start out. If you do want to get into hammering metal, it's a great stress relief. I do strongly recommend starting out with copper, whether that be a raw copper wire or sheet if you want to make jewelry, or if, like myself, you find it quite interesting to turn what is a mechanical item into something beautiful. I've got lots and lots of tutorials on my channel about copper washer jewelry, but you can see how very, very quickly that changed. So just to show you very quickly that you can change the surface of your metal in a couple of different ways. One of the other ways that you can do it is to use the side of the flat surface. So I'm going to give this like a starburst effect, and I'm going to come down on top of that with my hammer at an angle. Now, I like to think of this as the myriad of comets, because that's what it looks like.
I like that.
If you were doing a strip of wire that you were going to turn into a ring, or a strip of metal that you'd cut, and I used to make a lot of this jewelry years ago, take a strip of copper and then you would strike down in the same orientation all the way along that strip. It looks like tree bark. It's really beautiful.
Yeah. I was just about to bring this over to just the same sort of thing.
Old form.
So you can see that what Gem's just been saying about those lines on the riveting hammer, you can make a really lovely pattern with it as well.
Gorgeous. Absolutely can.
So this is really all I wanted to show you today, that if you have one hammer and one block and a box of washers, and these are the washers that I got in a box. I've used loads of them. It's almost time to restock because I've used all of my favorite sizes. They're dead cheap. You can get them from a hardware store for about £6 or £7, or you can find them on the internet if you can't be bothered to go to the hardware store. They exist out there. And
don't forget, I was just about to say, you'll spread them as well so that you can make them a bigger surface area.
You absolutely can. This is one way that you actually want to be changing the surface of your material. Katie in a moment is going to show you how you can achieve work hardening without changing the surface overly. So what I would do is I'd probably have one side with dimples, one side with that starburst fashion, and as Fleur mentioned just a moment ago, it will spread as well size wise. So
and if you don't have a hammer with a sharp edge on it, then you can use like a chisel as well and just hammer that into it, as long as you don't hammer too hard, because you'll damage the structure of the metal.
So what we're doing, ideally start off with the ball side, because it'll give you an opportunity to learn how the material is going to change under your control. So what we've done here is we've made that a bit harder. Yep, for sure. I mean, I wasn't going to bend that washer before I hammered it anyway, but you will be able to feel the difference in that material. And that's really interesting when you start either moving into working with metal jewelry. If you've been beading or crocheting or something else and you want to work with metal, it's a really useful technique to get to grips with, because it teaches you about the tolerances of what you can achieve. Because when you go too far and it goes snicked and it's gone. So that's what I did for my challenge. On the front it's dimples, and on the back it's the starburst. So I'm going to hand you over now.
Fantastic. So shall I go next? Is that okay with everybody?
Absolutely wonderful. I shall just get myself back over here.
Fleur will just swap me over in a second.
I'll do a bit of a dance. I don't know where Fleur's gone.
Where has Fleur gone? Has Fleur gone?
Fleur disappeared.
So we can't.
Okay, I'll just feel for a second.
I can swap. Will it swap? Let me just try while she's. Can I swap? Let's have a look. I think I can swap. I can swap. Can you see that? Yes.
Yes, it'd be ideal if you were larger, though.
It would be ideal. Let's just see if she pops back. She's obviously lost internet connection just for a second. I'm sure she will swap. I'll explain what I'm going to do and then I'll do it. Hopefully by then she is back again. So I will do the full tutorial for these, but I wanted to talk about the work hardening of the wire, because when you've got something like this, you don't want, maybe like you might have little ones, you don't want them to grab your earring and then it be bent or anything like that. I have used a very strong gauge of wire already, because this is 1.5 millimeter wire, so it's a good strong gauge. So it's pretty, it's pretty tough to start with, but I can just bend it if I wanted to, and that's really no good for your piece of jewelry, because you want it to have a good life to your piece of jewelry. So just while we wait,
Katie.
So this is a copper wire. So lovely. Again, like you've just used copper. It's a silver plated copper wire. It's your 1.5 millimeter. You could make these in any length you wanted. Just while we're waiting for hopefully to get a little bigger camera, I'm just going to go through how I've made this wiggle. So you can, basically, all I've done is put a simple loop on the end, make sure it's a lollipop and not a P or a 9. And we'll go through that in the full tutorial. And then what you want to do is, if you've got these, which I do like to call nom-noms because they go nom 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 nom, I do have little words for my tools. So if you don't, yeah, Katie appears on the small screen. I know at the moment we're just waiting, hopefully, for Fleur to pop back in. I've got my notifications turned off. So do you want to just check that she's not messaged you, Jem?
I'll just check to see if she's anywhere. Aha, yeah. Fleur says, my internet has crashed.
Oh,
so
dear.
I'm going to just type, how can I help? And Katie's going to carry on talking.
That is fine. I'm very, very sorry that it is in the tiny screen, but I'll do the best I can, as close to the camera as I possibly can. So for this, I'm going to use this tool, but you don't have to use a tool. I'll show you a different way as well. So these are bracelet forming pliers, and basically they have this nylon inside of this lovely curve, which is perfect for making your bracelets. And you can see there I've just applied a little bit of pressure and I've got that first bit of the curve. If I keep it over the black, you should be able to see there. Yes, I am going to be using the Whizzy Woo on the actual, I will explain what that is because I've said it now. I have a tool that I like to call a Whizzy Woo. I'll explain it when I get to the end in a second. So everybody's thinking she's absolutely crazy now. So once you've made one curve, you're going to turn them round and make the curve in the opposite direction. And these are just forming for you. That's all it is, just creating that really gentle bend. If you haven't got this tool, which you know most people probably haven't, if you're just starting out, you can use anything like your ring mandrel. You can use, let me just grab something like a lipstick case, anything like that. And the amount of mandrels, that the handle of your hammer, the amount of mandrels that you have in your home is absolutely crazy. You just think, I need just one thing. I just need, and trust me, you can find it. So what you can do is, hopefully you can see that. So you can just create that gentle bend just by forming it around. Obviously it'll be different to these ones, but you can continue just forming it as you go and create that bend. Yeah.
I've just brought the happy smiley om-nom. These are the ring forming version of what Katie's working with, which will make those smaller ones if you wanted shorter bends, shorter earrings.
If you wanted something that's sort of more wiggly, that's what I'm doing wrong. I don't name my pliers, Heather says. Yeah, all of my lovely workshop ladies know about all my words for things, so my nom-noms and my Whizzy Woos. So yeah, you can form your little wiggle whichever way you like. So I've got this one pre-done. It's just got that bit of a wiggle onto it. And I'll tell you what I'll do before we get to the hammering, because hopefully she will get back again, but if not, we'll just go with it. I'm going to cut this to whatever length you want. So obviously making sure that you cut it with the flush side of your pliers closest to the work that you're keeping. So my loop is on this end and my flush side of my pliers is up here. So I'm going to cut that always with a thick gauge wire. Hold the opposite end. It will shoot off like a bullet, won't it? Yeah. So I'm going to show you the Whizzy Woo, seeing as we're hanging around for a bigger screen. This is my you're all Jem's going to go, that's not Whizzy Woo. This is a beadle-on bead reamer, but you can get a little cup bear attachment for it. I think it's a bit blurry from go. So, and all you do is, I think this is actually only for 1.25, but we're going to go with it with a 1.5.
Flir's back.
Hang on. Let me just sort the camera out. 1 second.
So, can you make me big?
1 second.
I know I'm grown up now, but
we just had a power cut. Typical.
Oh no.
Oh, sorry, Katie.
It's all right.
There we go.
Everybody knows about my Wizzy Woo now.
Everybody knows about your Wizzy Woo.
This is my Wizzy Woo. Right, so this is actually a little bit big, is this wire, but we're going to go with it. It is slightly noisy, not super noisy, so be careful of your ears if you've got your headphones on. I'm going to have to go around the edges first. There we go. We've got that in now, and I just give it a bit of it's got a nice movement to it. And then on the end, you've got this beautiful, can you see how rounded that is?
Lovely.
It's amazing. And I think Wizzy Woo sounds better, to be quite honest.
You can get manual ones if you've not got
you can get
Wizzy Woo.
Yeah. So I've actually never used the bead reamer, so I've kind of wedged it in there and it's never coming out. So so it gives you a really nice finish, and I use that for all of my earring ends. I think it's absolutely fabulous. So my very long demonstration that was supposed to be a couple of minutes, you got a little bit extra there, but you will get the full thing. So we've got our base of our earring, but the texture of the wire, the density of the wire is still like this. It's still very, very bendy. So what we need to do is work hard on it. So you can use a rawhide hammer. I haven't got one, but you can use a nylon hammer. I've got 2 rawhide hammers. I've got this one. This is quite lightweight, so I probably wouldn't use this. You could use this, but it would take a little bit longer with this one because this is quite a lightweight one. This one's got a little bit more weight to it because it's got all this lovely steel and copper in it, and this is the rawhide. You can see it's quite well used. So what you need to do is make sure you hold it nice and firm. I'm hammering onto a rubber block, not onto my steel block. You can hammer onto the steel block, but you will get that little bit of flatness on the other side, so on the underneath. So all I'm going to do is a little bit of hammering again, not quite as loud as Gem's, but just be careful of your ears. And what you're going to do is you're going to hammer away and keep working on it. Whatever happens, it's not going to flatten because you've got this amazing rawhide, the rubber underneath, and you're just going to keep going until you're happy with how hard it is. Nothing is going to, it's like the most, nothing's going to change to the wire. So it's not very sort of a visual demonstration. I didn't think about that, did I? Also, make sure you're holding your hammer right at the end. If you've got a nice weighty hammer like this, let the actual hammer do the work. So let the hammer come down, let that weight come down on it. Because if you actually are hammering and moving your hand like this, you'll end up hurting your wrist, hurting your elbow. So that's, you know, just be very, very careful. You're going to turn it around and carry on. I'm sorry, everything on my desk is going crazy now. And make sure you again turn it over and do the other side. Also, what this will do is if you've got, like at the moment there, can you see that there's that little bit of bend in it? It will straighten everything out for you as well. So, and it'll lay nice and flat when we're finished. So now it probably would go a little bit longer, but now it's a lot stronger. I can't bend it very easily. Like this one here, even with just the very slightest, it will start to bend. So I would work hard on it for a little bit more than that, just to make sure it's super strong. But that is how you work hard on your wire and retain the lovely roundness of this wire. Obviously, there's different shapes of wire, but this is nice and round. So there you go. So is our fleur all right now?
I'm back now. Yeah, sorry about that. We had a power cut, but it's back now. So it's the joys of living in the sticks.
So I will do the full demonstration with adding the gemstones with this beautiful rose quartz for you, and that should be available next week. So fabulous. If you're ready, Fleur, are you ready?
Yeah, so mine's just super quick, and super simple. So I've got a piece of wire, and say that I didn't have any of my hammer and block and things like that with me, what can I do with just some simple tools to actually work harden this piece of wire? So this is really bendy wire. So this is, I think it's about a 0.9 sterling silver wire, this one. So the first thing that you can do, obviously, if you have your nylon jaw pliers, is to straighten the wire. You can just go and straighten it. Now, it's not work hardening it, it is just straightening it. To actually work harden a piece of wire to make it super strong, what we need are 2 pairs of flat nose or chain nose pliers, and we're going to hold either end. Now, obviously, I would take the time just to straighten this a lot better than it is. It's a little bit straighter now. So get it as straight as you can with either your hands or your nylon jaw pliers. And then to actually work harden, you're going to twist each end of the wire. And what we're doing is we're starting, if you remember, we talked about the crystals and the molecules in the actual wire themselves and how wire is made up. By twisting it, can you see now? That is really
no longer flompy.
No longer flompy.
Oh, I like that word.
So this now is very, very work hardened. So you can see it'll still bend, but you're not actually putting any texture in it because you're not twisting it. All you're doing is where you're holding the ends of the wire, it may just need a little bit of a tidy up with a file or something like that. But you're not twisting any of the wire. All you're doing is you're making the core of the wire harder. So you can see there how that now has got bounce to it. Whereas before, if I'd have done that, it would have just bent.
Yeah.
It would have just bent. So that is, if you have a piece of wire and you're like, I need one more piece of wire to finish my project and it's a little bit manky, how can I make it nice and straight and nice and work hard? That is the best way to do it. So just get 2 pairs of something to clamp the wire in. So either I always use 2 pairs of pliers, and then just twist. Just keep twisting, and then to straighten it out, you can always go back in then with your nylon jaw pliers, and there you've now got a piece of wire which is incredibly usable and incredibly work hardened as well. Now, obviously, because this is sterling silver, if I now wanted to relax it, then I could anneal it, which is what we talked about last time. I put some heat onto it with a torch just to relax all those molecules inside. Think of it as like your cheese on toast, and then you're back to square one. You can't do that with plated wire, but this technique works with plated wires as well. It's not just pure wires that it works with. So any bits of wire that you've got in your scrap box which are a little bit like not usable, you can get them back to a usable piece of wire very quickly.
That's fantastic, Fleur. Thank you very much. I genuinely I didn't know that one.
No, I didn't know.
It's a great one.
No.
Yeah.
And it's something that you can do with just the most simple tools. You don't need anything special. You don't even need a hammer. You know, you can just use your basic toolkit for that.
Yeah. If you have got a metal block, the other one as well is to roll it. You need another metal block underneath it, but roll it underneath too. You just roll like that. It will roll, and it will then flatten, and it will work harden and flatten.
Excuse me, I have anvil envy. That is beautiful.
Ah, I'm sorry,
That's
Jen.
a cute little one, isn't it?
Oh, I feel like
these are really nice as well, because you can sort of like use the hole inside there as well. So if you're riveting, they're great for that. But you've got all these services, so you can make an anti-plastic. So this is a bit too big, but you could make an anti-plastic angle in there as well.
Beautiful.
I think I've got a spare one, Jem. I'll send you one.
Oh,
I got a spare one.
You can't
somewhere.
be without one now.
This though, if you're a silversmith or a metalsmith, this is not acceptable. All these marks that are on here that I've put on here with a hammer, I need to file all of these out. So I need to sand all of this down and start again, because whatever I put onto here to texture, I'm going to texture the underneath of it by leaving these pits in here. So no, not very good. That's my job for tomorrow, is I'm going to make sure this is nice and smooth and shiny again.
can I just mention on the back of what Fleur has just taught us, why would you need to strengthen a wire that is finer? Can I tell you the answer to that is to make an ear wire. Most UK earlobe piercings are 0.8 millimeters. Standard ear piercing, it's either 0.7 or 0.8 millimeters. If you have ever made an ear finding out of 0.7 or 0.8 millimeter wire and then just put it in and it just goes meh,
it literally like melts in your ear, doesn't it?
Wire to make it act like it's beefier big brother.
And something like this. So this is what I did with these. So this is a 0.9 wire. So you can see I flattened the ends of it to make the stopper on the end. But then what I've done is before I hammered the ends, I actually did the trick with the 2 pliers and twisted. These wires are now perfectly straight, but perfectly round, because obviously we don't want a flat piece of wire and a round drill hole. But we don't want them to come off the ends as well. So this now is really, really tough wire. If I go like that, you can see it's not bending, and it's only a 0.9. So it's not a super strong wire. It is a structural wire, but if it got caught, then it would still bend. But this is that's how you get that kind of structure to them without having to hammer it flat and then not get the rondelles on.
That's wonderful. Can I just say, if you don't have a whizzy woo, or I'm really sorry, I've forgotten the name of it. What's it called?
Just whizzy woo. Don't take it
just
too far.
Whizzy woo. Only one whizzy.
Just whizzy woo. Yeah.
One of the best things that you can grab when you're starting out working with metal and you don't want to invest a lot is a 4-sided nail file. This is disgusting because I use it for all my copper. These things are 4 for 99p in the 99p store, or if you're upmarket, they're 4 for £1 in Poundland.
I literally have just your general nail files. That's a glass one. I use these things all the time. All the time. They
don't have to spend oodles of money.
No, you don't need to get professional jewellery files. You know, definitely just go for your cheapy ones to start with. I also use lots of things like lollipop sticks.
Yes.
If I'm forming wire, because I can just push it, and you know it's nice, it's wooden, it's not going to scratch. So there's so much. You know, ask us. Go onto iSocial and ask us. Do I really need to buy this whizzy woo, or you know, whatever? Do I need to?
The answer will be yes, because everybody needs a whizzy woo.
Well, yeah, everybody needs a whizzy woo.
But what's the Poundland alternative is what we want to know.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. But do feel free, pop onto iSocial, ask us the question. You know, if you're thinking, well, I've got this I need to do, and I need to get this tool, just say, do I need this? And we will let you know. Everybody else might have other ideas as well for it. It's like using the different mandrels around the house. You don't need to buy a big set of mandrels. Use
use what you've got.
Best thing in the world. Best thing in the world is a marker.
Makeup brushes.
Lip salve. Isabel's asking what I'm going to use to bring this back to life. So yes, I will use a 80 grit sandpaper to start with on my jewel tool, which is a super fast spinning, like a bit like a sander basically. So I will sand it down, and then I will go through so it's exactly the same as doing something like this. So getting these two exactly the same is exactly the same principle. Doesn't matter if it's steel or stone or sterling silver. It's starting at the lowest grit. So I mean, this doesn't need a metal file. So starting at 80 and going all the way through until it's highly polished, like the bottom is. So I'll post that and I'll show you. I'll video it as well, just to get it looking absolutely bone. Jen, that makes my heart hurt.
Sorry. I'll get it done.
God, I feel like we're
all going to get lovely, nice, shiny blocks again.
It's because I miss my fingers. I also miss the washer.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Well, better to hit the block with that than your fingers, obviously.
I did one when I was creating a tutorial about 4 or 5 months ago, and it's only just grown off the end. The nail was like an ocean wave. It was quite horrifying.
I did something. I did something live on air that was a little bit. I hit a dapping punch into a dapping block and took the end of my finger with it, with the camera on there, and had to try and hide all the gubbins that was in there and was happening. And when I got home, I found the end bit of my finger in my thing.
Ouchie.
Yeah, that really hurt. But it was quite sharp, so it didn't bleed very much, luckily.
Right.
But yeah.
Moving on.
No fingers were harmed in any of these demonstrations.
No, we're all fine.
We're all good.
All fine.
How are you?
All added bits.
Can I just show you this?
Oh, I recognise that.
I'm very proud of that ring. I made it using Katie's tutorial from the July Relax and Craft box. I had a great time, thank you.
And you used, what wire did you use for that weaving?
I used wire that was smaller than 0.4 of a mil, which is 26 gauge to our American friends. So it was a 28 gauge.
Do you want to see what I made? Do you want to see what I made?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Nothing. Nothing, because I've been to... it's my nemesis. It looks really pretty as it is. I made
you an amazing tutorial, really detailed, PDF, everything. I want to see this ring.
I could make you an Audi sign.
You can do it, Fleur.
I've made an Audi sign.
Challenge Fleur to make the ring.
You need one more and you can do the Olympic rings, love.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. Are we moving on? Because I sort of like messed everything up with my power cut, didn't I?
So this bit is about educating, learning, and these two lovely ladies are going to educate me, basically.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that. We'll try. We're going to try.
Okay. I have my notes, but I'm reading them.
So we're going to we started talking last month about, we got onto the topic of hallmarking, and people were asking, because obviously hallmarking is something which is prevalent in the UK but not very prevalent for the rest of the world. So there's not very few countries that actually use a recognition stamp of a finesse of metal, which is what a hallmark is. So what it basically tells you is lots of information about a piece of jewelry in very, very teeny tiny stamps. And I'm going to attempt to show you some teeny tiny stamps, because last time I did this, I accidentally flashed the ladies, because I had the camera the wrong way around.
We're looking for the rainbow.
So I'm just showing you how small hallmarks can actually be.
Look at that rainbow.
You can see. So that the rainbow is a very special mark. So very occasionally, the assay officers will do special marks for certain occasions. So Katie's got one which was the Queen's Jubilee, which I can show you in a minute. And this one is for the NHS. It was only a Birmingham assay office one, but I'm jumping ahead again. I'm just trying to show you how small you can get actual hallmarks. So what is a hallmark, Jem? I need to flip my camera, don't I? Let me just mirror my camera. There we go.
No, that's put it back.
You might be able to see those when it comes back. To it.
That's
is that better for you?
Yes.
Right. Okie then. That's okay.
A hallmark is a way for the end user or customer or dealer to identify what the material is, whether it's silver, palladium, gold, platinum, and also how much of that material is in that product. So silver spoons, for instance, which I've got excited about recently, could be an 800 fineness, which is 80 parts per 100 or 800 parts per 1,000 more technically, of silver to other alloys. Usually silver is alloyed with another white metal. The standard for jewellery in the UK is 925, which is 92.5%, or 925 parts per 1,000. But you do also have Britannia, and the what's known as fine. Now, fine silver is usually for You would have it in ingots or bars as investment. It's a little bit softer. The alloys that are used in all jewellery metals are there to help the piece of jewellery last longer. So in the UK, we have gold that starts at 9 carats, which is 375 parts gold per 1,000. And the other alloys can be used to change the colour. So you could have a yellow gold, rose gold, or white gold. The more you go up that carat rating, the higher the percentage of actual gold. So in the United States, we cannot sell to the United States with 9 carat gold. The smallest number is 10 carat for the US market. So you would also have a 14 carat, 18 carat, 22 carat is really quite squishy, and it does tend to wear away. And again, your fine gold tends to be retained for investment pieces like ingots or coins or something that you wouldn't necessarily wear because it will just wear away. And why would you want to kind of rub? I mean, I don't know. You do you. If you want to rub gold all over your body and lose money, that's absolutely fine. We're not going to judge you, but that's generally what happens. So I have got on this finger, I have got a 9 carat white gold diamond ring, which I've had for some years, 13 years now. And it's very, very stable. 9 carat gold is quite strong. On this finger, I've got an 18 carat white gold ring, which I've had for 3 years, and it has worn more in those 3 years than the 9 carat gold. So that's why we have different carat weights. The hallmark not only identifies the finesse or fineness of the metal, it will also tell you where it was assayed. Now, an assay office tests your metal, and it will give you a bunch of stamps, which Fleur is going to tell you more about because I don't really know. You can see that Birmingham is an anchor and that London is technically, I think it's a lion.
It's a leopard. No, it's a leopard.
But it was a lion, but it is a leopard. But it was a lion. I've read
the lion is the sterling silver.
That's
so
the lion
we use the lion. Yeah, so we use the lion for that. But yeah, I've got a thing here actually.
He used to be a lion, but he got turned into a leopard through a mistranslation in 1600 and something. So the one that Fleur is showing you towards the bottom of the screen, which shows you it's the walking lion, also known as the lion passant. He tells you that it's a sterling, which is 925 or 925 parts per 1,000 silver. But the other marks that you see higher up on the screen will tell you where the assay office is. So you also have some other glorious marks, like there were some for Y2K, there were some for the Queen's Jubilee, and as Fleur has just showed you, there was a little rainbow during COVID. So that's pretty much everything I know, apart from what's in this book, which if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me and I will tell you what I can find out. If you need anything identifying, I can't promise to identify it for you, but I've got the book.
So Jill's saying PMC was originally fine silver. Yeah, so the reason why PMC is fine silver is because you can't burn off 25% of it on a small flame. So the binders were that 1% for the fine silver. So yeah, fine silver is Britannia silver, which we use a lot for depletion. We use fine silver for fusing. So you may have heard of another kind of silver, which is called argentium silver. So argentium silver sits between sterling silver and fine silver, as in it has the property to bond to itself, and so does fine silver. So what you can do with your argentium silver, you can do with your Britannia silver. But Britannia silver is very soft, so it is another soft metal. So things like, if you've seen reticulation in silver, that is using your fine silver. So anything like that where you change the surface of the metal, you need a pure silver to do it. And obviously 999 is the purest form of silver. It never gives you 1,000 because obviously there's going to be other impurities in there. So like Jem said, sterling silver is always mixed with copper in the UK. You can mix it with things like nickel, you can mix it with zinc, you can mix it with ferrous oxides, everything like that. So it tends to be things like barley silver or tribal silver, that you've probably heard of those terms, has quite a dark look to it, and that is being mixed with other materials to make it, but sterling silver has to have the 925. Now, in the world, you can buy a stamp that says 925, and people are always think that that is an actual assay, and it's not. That is a stamp that anybody can buy and stamp onto anything. So if it was silver plated copper, you could, and stamped with that, you would think that it was still sterling silver, because why would you not? It has those numbers on it. But in actual fact, the assay office themselves take your pieces of jewelry and they test it under lots of different tests for your sterling silver. So something like this, so they would put a tiny little scratch on there. This is traditionally how they used to do it, a tiny little scratch, and then a little bit of a solution on there to show, a little bit like a litmus paper, whatever colour it goes is the colour of if it's sterling silver or not. Now they x-ray as well, so they can x-ray, pass it through an x-ray machine, and they can see if it's sterling silver or if there's any copper or how much copper is present. When it's something like a chainmail piece, which is what I usually have hallmarked, things like this, they check at least 20 of these rings that are on there to make sure that the majority of the piece, so however thick and wide, they probably checked about 50 or 60 in these rings, because it's such a large piece. So yeah, pardon?
It's chunksome.
It is chunksome. But usually they would then just hallmark, obviously, just one of those rings for you. So what the hallmarks actually, how the hallmark system works is you send your pieces in with a form. So the first thing you have to do is you have to register for a mark, which is what Gem's got that book there of all the dates and everything else. So if I just show you here at the bottom, you've got letters along the bottom here, which starts, so this one starts at A, which is 2025, and it goes to K, which is 2034. Now, obviously, there are historic marks before this as well. So when I show you this one in a minute, Gem's going to tell us what year I made this and what year it was done. So this was a U. This one's U.
Is this Birmingham?
Yeah, Birmingham, yeah. So the
I'm in London.
Oh, you're in London. All right. So the four assay marks here, which are applied for the 4 assay officers, they are all independent of each other as well, and they all act as their own businesses. So although they are held by the laws of assaying, they have assay masters, but they are all separate people. Now, you can have, if you love Look of the Leopard and you live in Scotland, you can have your pieces hallmarked down in London. So they will all vie for your attention and they will all vie for your business. I had mine in Birmingham, even though I would have loved to have it in Sheffield because I'm a Sheffield girl. But Birmingham was easy for me because I could take the pieces in. So that's why. This mark here is for when we apply marks outside of the UK. So this is Birmingham's own one. So London would have a leopard and then the compass as well. So you would send your pieces in, you'd weigh them all, send them in, and then say where you want your marks. Now, these are what are called feature marks. So these are on the outside of the piece. It's a bit like what a few people have got bracelets that I've made. Katie's got bracelet that I've made with the Queen's Jubilee ones on. So if let me see how close I can bring it and how much it will think. So you can see when you register, you then get asked for your initials. Now, if you have a business name and you want to be known as your business name, you can use however many initials, 2 or more, 2 to 3 initials, and you can see there's different shapes underneath. So this is what this is, your sponsor's mark. So this sponsor's mark of mine is let me get it for you. So you can see I've got an R, which is in a square, and the N, which is in a diamond, and a C, which is in a square. So I've got this was for rocks and chains, but it's still relax and craft now. So it's the same thing. If Katie wanted one and she wanted Katie Parker, then she would have K and P and choose the different kinds of little backgrounds for it. So every single one is unique. So there will be no other RNC in the country that has got a registered mark that is active registered mark with those 3. So it's synonymous to you. So that is how, when you go on the Antiques Roadshow and they go, oh, that was made by so and so and so and so, they know because they can see that sponsor's mark there. Then the next one that I've got is my finesse. So that is my, what is that metal? So this one is 925. And then I have then my, oh no, I don't. Yes, I do. Yeah, my 95. And then I have my anchor for Birmingham. So if you can see the anchor there for Birmingham, I then have my lion for the sterling silver. And then I have the date. Now there is an extra one that you can put on there as well. And I think Katie's, yours got the extra one.
Mine has got the extra one.
So Katie's has got the extra one. Let me
so
just
I've
bring
got an X, and then I've got the Jubilee one.
You've got the Jubilee, right? Oh, right. So
yeah.
you don't have the scales on there. There's no scales on that one.
No, I've got the X. It's the lion, the X, and then I've got the little crown Jubilee. But I don't know whether you can. It's just this one here.
Yeah.
Can you see
that's
that?
That's the little crown. So
yeah.
So like Jem said, there were specific marks for different assay officers did specific marks. So if I bring back the little rainbow, you can see that little rainbow there with a little heart in the middle. That was for the NHS. So all the proceeds for those marks went to the NHS. But you can actually mark in different ways. So you can see Katie's bangle there perfectly. Now there's two different ways to assay your metal. You can have it struck with a punch, which is what Jem showed you, hammering. So actually physically hammering the mark in. And I'm going to try and show you. I don't know how I'm going to do this.
You might want to swap camera.
Let me just swap cameras around. Let me see if I can get it to focus. Let me move that out of the way and it won't focus on any of that. So inside here, there we go. Let me just spin it. There we go. So can you see those tiny marks in there that you can't read with the naked eye? They are struck. So that is struck with a punch. Okay. And the one that Katie's just showed you and the bangle that I've just showed you as well, this one, these are deep relief lasered. So lasering of hallmarks has just come around very recently, actually. The problem with lasering, sometimes if you can polish all those out if you wanted to. So they aren't as deep as obviously a punch is, but they are a nice way of getting those big marks on the front as well. So that's the difference that you can see there in the two punches. Now they can hallmark on a 1mm wire. So don't worry about a jump ring, but your chainmail, they can hallmark onto a 1mm wire, which is absolutely unreal.
Amazing.
And I'm going to have a quick look, see if I can see the date on this. I think this one is a lot older. I can't remember. I can't see it.
I've got my the U, was that 2019?
That probably, that sounds about right. Yeah, that one was 2019, and this one is.
That'd have to be 2020, surely.
So this one is a V.
Yeah.
Can you see there? I don't know if you can see it. If I get it under, there.
So that's really good. Yeah,
that's really clear.
So you can see there. That's a little heart. So all these are laser engraved on, which is why it's quite dark behind it as well. Let me see if I can get the ring into focus. Let me see. It's all about. It is a really funny angle. So this is on the inside. So how you get two different types as well. So when you are getting your hallmark, hallmarking is something that you want to get. There's two different kinds of stamps. You can get a straight stamp and a swan neck stamp. Now this is really important to save you some money. If you want to get a stamp made, please go for a swan neck stamp. If not, you're going to have to buy two. So a straight stamp is for things which are flat on the back, and a swan neck is for the inside of a ring. So if you were to buy a straight stamp, ask me how I know. Ask me.
You did it, didn't you?
I did it. Yeah, I ticked the wrong box. Even though I was told, get a swan neck stamp. No, I don't need a swan neck stamp. Of course I need a swan neck stamp. I'm doing rings. So that is how you you can see there, you can see it on the inside. So with the swan neck, it's like a hook basically, and they're so clever. They can hallmark wherever you tell them to hallmark, and try and get it nice and straight. So they put them in different kinds of vices. And I did have one more that I was going to show you really quickly. So with chainmail, if you don't want your chainmail piece or any small piece, but you want it on a tag, you can actually pop it onto a little tag and get, oh, I'm pushing my luck now, aren't I, with this?
Jill's just asked a question.
Okay.
Is there something about jump rings that have to be soldered and attached to a piece because they can get it hallmarked and then remove them?
Yeah, so you should solder your last jump ring in place. So my last jump ring and this piece is soldered in place. But with chainmail, I had this discussion with them because they'd not really come across people that were chainmailing and in sterling silver and sending it, because chainmail predominantly in the US was always done in aluminium. So it was only when a few of us came along and went, well, we do it in sterling silver, and we had to have, first of all, they said, no, we can't hallmark it, because you can take it apart with, you know, technically not pliers. And remember what we were talking about last time, if it can be taken apart with pliers, with no tools, then obviously it can't, you know, it doesn't need to be hallmarked. But this obviously is a little bit different. So they did agree, they had a little conflab, and they agreed to it. But yes, technically you should solder the last jump ring, or the jump ring which your tag is attached to, and to the piece, so that nobody can take it off and say, oh, okay, then I'll just take that tag off and add it onto something else, if that makes sense. So yes, technically they should be, but with chainmail, then obviously with some of them you can't do. So they are aware of that. Whether London and Sheffield and Edinburgh are, I don't know. And then I just want to really quickly talk about something that Jem was showing us last month, about repurposing silver. So this is an amazing bangle which was made for me by a lovely lady called Sandra Daw, and this is some sugar tongs. Now obviously this would have been hallmarked at the time of it being made, and I'm going to see if I can see. No, I can't see it, it's quite worn now. But for Sandra to actually have to physically make this into a bangle to be able to sell, you actually have to send it back to the assay office, and they give you, let me just zoom out a little bit. Ooh, there we go. They give you a certificate which says it has an authorization for change of use. So if you are wanting to make things like rings and bracelets out of, look at Jem's beautiful ring, out of silver cutlery, or like anything that's been assayed as something else, it does have to go for a change of use. And you can see here that this was Sandra, and this is a certificate. She did it in 2010 for me, and the original description, oh there we go, the original description is Birmingham, hallmarked 1906 sugar tongs, and they weighed 13.5 grams. And I'm just going to quickly go through the weights now really quickly, and it says new description is now a silver bangle, and it was altered by Sandra Daw, and that is her maker's mark, her sponsor's mark.
So does that get a new hallmark, or is it just retain the same hallmark but with the new details?
So this has got Sandra's hallmark on it as well, and it's also, so this is what it gets now. So it gets, let me see how close I can get it. So that in the middle there is the original hallmark here.
Yeah.
So this is the original, and this, can you see?
If you hold it lower down, we could see some numbers.
Yeah. Oh, could you? You could see them. All right, let me just move it down.
So it's like a long series of numbers.
There you go. So you can see SD, which is Sandra's sponsor's mark, and then you can see some numbers, and those numbers correspond with this certificate. So it's 0077. Yeah. And in here it says 0077. So these two go together. Now, what's really important when you're looking at should something be assayed, should something be hallmarked? Now, my answer is if you have a sponsor's mark, if you've got a hallmark, then I would hallmark everything absolutely everything, because that is your provenance. That is your sort of like gift to the future, that your piece of jewelry can be synonymous to you as long as you keep your registration up for forever, because it's got your maker's mark on there. But a lot of people go, well, I don't want that. I don't want to be able to, I don't want to, this, the cost of it all, because obviously it costs a lot of money to get things hallmarked. Now, these special numbers here, these are your holy grail. So your 7.78 grams is the maximum weight that something has to be before it can be hallmarked. So when it gets to 7.78 grams, it has to legally be hallmarked. So that is quite a substantial amount of silver. So this spinner ring is probably weighs, in fact, I can quickly tell you rather than guessing. Let's not guess. Let's show you properly. So that one weighs 12.4 grams. So you would think that that's okay. A ring like this, this weighs 10.6, but we don't account for the stone. So you would weigh it before you add the stone. Once you've done that, then you can see if it needs hallmarking or not. So they are your sort of like marks. So 7.78 grams. You can get a chunky old ring for 7.78 grams. This is where it starts to get a little bit more that you can't. So for palladium and gold, it's 1 gram, which is a very fine ring, really, really fine. So most things that are made with gold need to be hallmarked, and platinum is 0.5 grams. So as soon as it's got one bit of platinum. Now, a lot of people say, well, what if it's got gold and silver on there? They hallmark to the biggest weight, okay? So it would be 7.78 grams, so it would get a silver hallmark, and then it would have plus. And then if this one is more than the 1 gram, it would have 2. But usually they won't put 2 hallmarks on there. It will just put that plus metal. That's what it will say on it. Yeah. Got so many pieces are made in Canada over 7.78 grams. Yeah, most of the world don't have these laws. It's our laws, our assay laws are upheld by trading standards as well. And now I have unfortunately been at a show where somebody didn't have this out. So this is a legal document that has to be out when you're selling your pieces of jewelry, even if they are under 7.78 grams. So even if they're under this mark, it legally has to have it. Now, Sainsbury's was quite famously done for this, because they didn't have this when they were selling sterling silver earrings, which probably were less than a gram of sterling silver, but they didn't have this in any of their stores, and they got made sort of like accountable for it. And but I have been where I've been at a show where somebody didn't have this, and all their jewelry, none of it was hallmarked, and some of it was a repurposed silver like this, and they had everything seized there and then. Everything, and so it was horrific.
I read this afternoon that the fine is £5,000 just for not having the dealer's notice.
Yeah, so, and they were.
So where can you get the dealer's notice from, Fleur?
So this dealer's notice, all you need to do, if you go to any of these assay offices, so Birmingham, London, Sheffield or Edinburgh, go onto their websites. In their download section, they will be this dealer's notice. Now, one thing it has to be printed on A4. You can't shrink it down. It has to be an A4 piece of paper. So it has to be this. You don't have to buy them. I've got some old ones. They do change regularly. So I've got some old ones which were on like an A board, like a cardboard board with a little thing at the bottom. You don't have to have that. All you need to do, it has to be visible when you're selling. So it doesn't have to be in front of everything. It just has to be visible on your stand. So a lot of people will pin it to the tablecloth at the front, or put it at the back, or something like that. So just go on to any of these four websites and go to their download section and download it from there. And also on there as well, they do you have to put it on your website if you're selling on there? Yes, you do. So if you're selling silver on your website, it has to be there. So if you want to go to my website, right at the very bottom, it says hallmarking, and there is a dealer's notice on there. If you're selling on Etsy, this has to be one of your pictures. Always put it as one of your pictures if it's sterling silver, even if it's just got a little bit of sterling silver on there. Can you see that fly? It wants to be famous.
I saw it.
Did you see
I
it?
saw it. Yeah. Yes.
It's my new pet. I'm going to call him Colin.
Colin the fly, I see.
Colin the
That's
fly.
A good name.
So if you sell on Etsy or Folksy, or you sell on the Craft House or New Monday, whichever one you sell on, you must have this as a picture as well, because if the trading standards, a little bit like the Disney copyright, the first place that they go, which is easy pickings for that £5,000, is those kind of websites, because they can just go along and pick them off like a gunslinger. They're ruthless with it as well. Once they've got a bee in their bonnet about it, they're ruthless. But yeah, so that is just a brief overlook of hallmarking. You can go into so much about hallmarking.
I went on the website this afternoon for the Birmingham assay office, and there is a plethora of information there. It's so helpful. So definitely check that out.
But phone them up as well. Phone them up. They are really super helpful. Now, for something to be hallmarked, if you are sending, the more pieces you send in, the cheaper it gets. But roughly, on average now, for one piece of jewellery to be hallmarked, you're looking at, with your postage and the return postage, with the insurance and everything, you're looking at about 25 quid per piece. The more pieces you send in, the cheaper it becomes. So it's obviously the main bulk of that is your postage. So just so you know that it's price per piece, and if you wrap them really, really well and wrap them all individually, they will charge you for unwrapping every single piece as well. So just so you know,
Angelina's just asked, do you still need it if your sterling silver is less than 7.7 grams?
Anything that's sterling silver, if you've put that it's white metal, no. But if you're saying that these are sterling silver earrings, which is your USP, it's your selling point, that they're sterling silver earrings, then yes. As soon as you mention the word sterling silver and you don't have this document anywhere, either on wherever, then yes, it is a legal requirement to have your dealer's notice there. I thought you needed dealer's notice if you sell any kind of metal. No, not for non-precious metal. So if you're selling copper, no, you don't need that at all. It's only metal that is deemed to be semi-precious, precious metal.
That's brilliant.
Okay,
Gemma, you still there?
I am indeed, my love. Yes.
I'm just gonna
say, the reason I've got my book here is if you look at the bottom of Fleur's paper there.
Oh, sorry, Jem. I've just put you over.
Could you see that down at the bottom, your hallmarks for the various years are capital letters on a particular background shape? And in the book I've got, which is older, so from 2000, these are lowercase letters. Now, it's the same alphabet, but what they do going back in time is that it will be different type of lettering. So cycle 4, which goes back to 1849, is capitals, but on more of a square lozenge. And if you go back further, we've got very fancy script lettering, and again it will go through capitals and then lowercase, and this one is square at the top and diamond shaped at the bottom. So even though you've only got 26 letters, that's how it cycles through all of the different years. And if you go right back to the beginning of time, the first known statute governing standards was in 1238. That is how long the British have been hallmarking metal for. And one of the reasons it began, that's our next live, by the way, guys, was because people would strike a piece of metal in, say, silver or gold, and then they would reform it, and that was allowed. But what they'd do is they'd shave a bit off and move that. It would be stamped as a lozenge or a nugget or a coin, and they would say it was the same weight as it was before. So what they would do after about 10 or 15 times of doing this is they'd have a little stockpile of precious metal, which came from nowhere. It was like the magic man has made some metal appear for them. And this is one of the reasons that hallmarking and weighting started to happen, was because people were being a bit nefarious with it. So
that was the only bit of information I had, was that it's the oldest form of consumer protection, which is exactly what you've just said.
Yeah, I mean,
and the other really quickly as well, if you are importing jewelry, you can't sell. So say you're importing jewelry from Italy, and Italy doesn't have any kind of hallmarking. You can't sell that on your website without it being hallmarked. So it has to be hallmarked in the place that it's being sold, not the place that it's being made.
Great information.
It is. So it's really, really useful.
Really, I've really enjoyed.
Turn my camera off and then just quickly spin myself around. Hang on.
Don't disappear again.
I'm not disappearing this time. I'm bored of that now. I'm staying.
The electricity's still on.
Hopefully.
Look what I made with this month's Relaxing Craft Box.
I absolutely love these.
I like them as little lollipops.
They are little lollipops.
So if you fancy making those, they're coming up tomorrow on my YouTube channel.
Brilliant.
What have you got coming up?
I've got lots of workshops. I've had a little bit of a break over July from workshops, and I think I've got either 5 or 6 of them coming up in August. The first of which are starting on a Friday, and it's an evening workshop.
Earrings.
Earrings. So I've got 5 pairs of earrings, 5 Fridays in August, and it's going to be fabulous. There are just a few places left if anybody wants to join. And if you just check my website, you'll see the rest of the time. So look at the flash on that. That is that's right at the end. That's right at the end of August is that one.
Very nice.
You don't get my gemstone though. Sorry. And what are you
coming up soon? I seem to think that on Friday something really exciting is happening.
Oh, something huge is happening.
It's the return of the mystery boxes. So everybody loves the mystery box, don't they? Everybody loves the mystery box. So yeah, they are on the website from 12 p.m. There is only a limited amount. Once they're gone, they're gone. I only do them twice a year. So it's this time of year, and then I do them at Christmas. And then I should be live on Wednesday for my Wednesday night live, which starts at 5:30. Does it start at 5:30? Yeah, 5:30. I start at. Yeah, 5:30. And then the next box on the 10th. And that's me done.
The next
I forgot to say, a week today, first Monday in August, it's my Facey Live over on Facebook with all the crystals. There will be gemstone strands, there will be carvings, there will be moldavite. If you fancy a bit of sexy space glass, head on over.
Space glass.
But we, as a lovely trio, shall be back with you on the 25th of August at 7 p.m. right here on all 3 YouTube channels. Now, if you want to help us just improve our YouTube algorithm reach a little bit, smash like on all 3 videos, please. And if you haven't already done so, give each of us a little follow. Consider a subscribe, because it really helps us to get noticed by the wider jewellery making community. And I'm sure you want to spread the insanity, right?
Yes. And also as well, if you see any of us live on Facebook, please share it into the iSocial Facebook group as well, so everybody knows that we're live, because sometimes these little algorithms can be gremlins and they don't like us. So yeah, if you see Gem's Monday Night Live, then please share it into the iSocial so more people can go along and see what Gem's sexy space glass has got.
Sexy space glass.
Oh, and do you know what the bubbles are inside that sexy space glass?
Could be space
Alien
gas.
Alien parts.
Alien parts. Well, that's space gas.
It's like anhydros. Anhydros have got dinosaur wee in them. Just saying.
Yeah.
Nobody's writing about it. I'm literally like busting myths open here with facts.
Thank you, everybody, tonight for your comments. We will look through. If we've missed any, we do apologise. Thank you so much for being with us.
And let us know if you want us to cover any other topics on next month's one, which is on the 25th of August. So yeah, please let us know if you've got any challenges. I know that Isabel wants us to do coins, but if you've got any other challenges, that let us know. And if you want any the educate section on anything else, then obviously let us know.
Little coins.
Oh, there you go. Look, Kate's got a little what you can do with coins, and obviously I've got the one on the YouTube.
Those are from the earring workshop.
I'm going to be doing something with a big coin in a couple of weeks.
Oh, do you like my coin, my Medusa coin that I got from Mykonos? Isn't it gorgeous? It's got the maze on the back from Crete, the Cretan maze as well, where the Minotaur hid.
Did you find a Minotaur?
Fabulous.
No, I didn't.
Are you welcome,
I wanted to find Medusa.
We enjoyed the challenge.
Yes,
Honest.
we did.
We
enjoyed it.
No, we did. We did
very much.
I actually absolutely love making these earrings. So thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you. Right. Shall we say goodbye, ladies? I'm going to try and elegantly end the stream, which we know historically I'm not very good at. No. So goodbye, everybody. Have a lovely evening. Take care. Bye.